Hey travelers, Mag and I here on day 74 of our trip across the United States. We've still got 3 days of Wisconsin left and we're pretty excited about it now. We're getting started at sunrise this morning, which is not something we've done a lot on this trip. We've been so busy editing videos in the morning that we tend to get started a little later. So it was nice to get some real sleep last night and to be able to wake up this morning and see the first rays of sunlight hitting the sky. For today, we're starting the day off in St. Croix Falls. From here, we're gonna sneak over into Minnesota and just grab a county and page, but we're not really gonna call it a Minnesota day. Today's a Wisconsin day. After that, we're gonna start making our way south for a bit and then head east again. Once we get to the Wisconsin Dells, which is about a 280-mile route, we're done for the day. That's it. We're gonna stop there. We won't be enjoying any of the water parks, but I'm sure we're gonna get to see them, and they look pretty fantastic on the satellite imagery. Aichan and I are looking forward to making the most of this day, running from sun up to sundown, and we think it's going to be pretty spectacular. So why don't you come along and see what we have in store for you.
We got our day kicked off at the Deputy Michael Severson Memorial Overlook Park. This beautiful park provides riverfront access from the city of St. Croix and looks down on the city of Taylor's Falls over the river. The river spirit welcomes travelers to the park and encourages them to sit for a while and enjoy the view.
What's that, girl? You think it's under this big rock? Well, let's have a look and see. Right down there. Oh, yep, you're right. Looks legit. Good find, Aichan. Good girl.
We crossed briefly into Minnesota to visit the Interstate Park. Although the trails here are short, they wind around and go up and down on top of each other. So there's actually quite a bit more here to explore than the map would lead you to believe at first glance. It was the perfect way to get our day started off so that Aichan could get some exercise on the way down to the waterfront. But that's still the easy part. Many stone stairs wind up and down around this park. Not only does each set of stairs lead you to an awesome viewpoint for another look over the river, but they also position you to view another geographical wonder which is spread all around the park. Glacial potholes. These potholes are created when turbulent waters form an eddy or whirlpool strong enough to swirl pebbles or bubbles around in one spot. The samples I'm used to seeing are usually only a foot or two wide, so to see pools that are this large is staggering, particularly when they're 60 feet deep or more. The views are no less impressive from the Wisconsin side of the Interstate Park either. This is also the western terminus of the Ice Age National Scenic Trail. Having kicked things off at the eastern terminus in Potawatomi State Park, it's pretty cool to see the other side of this. Between the trails on both sides of the river, the dog is definitely getting her workout for the morning as well. You can rest assured that she's going to sleep most of the rest of the day after we finish up here. Just like the Minnesota side, the trails here wind up and down, so they appear shorter on the map than they do in reality. The climb is well worth it though. While not nearly as large as the other side of the river, this side of the trail still features some pretty impressive potholes too. And in true Inception style, some of these potholes feature potholes within the potholes. Say what? Passing through the city of Osceola, you have the opportunity to view the Cascade Falls. The dog took one look at this staircase and then headed back to the car. She was more than happy to let me soak in this view all by myself while she rested after the trails. Although mostly vertical, it is actually a very short walk to get down to the waterfalls. And the further down you descend on the 150 steps into Wilkie Glen, the louder the sound of the falls becomes. Making our way into Hudson, the must-do stop was the Old Hudson Toll Bridge. This was the original crossing on the St. Croix River between Wisconsin and Minnesota and was privately owned by the St. Croix Bridge Company until 1917. The crossing was replaced by a bridge not too far from the south of the old toll bridge. Now it is a great spot to enjoy a walk right out into the middle of the river and maybe even enjoy a day on the beach. And it's been a while since we've seen a courthouse building, but they're always appreciated, especially when they feature a Veterans Memorial, the first of many that we'll be seeing today. Since we've already made it this far out, we might as well pop into this tree real quick and see if we can find a geocache. Ah, there you are. From there is a pretty long drive through the country and over the mountains to get to our next stop. It was nice to have this view at Reeks Lake Park to help break things up on the long drive over. Despite the small town of Arcadia having a population of less than 4,000, it has one of the largest Veterans Memorial Parks that we've seen yet in our travels. In fact, this 54-acre park is the largest memorial park in the United States outside of Washington, D.C. Simply stroll along the Avenue of Heroes to witness exceptional memorial statues of fighting men and women who paid the supreme sacrifice for the freedom we enjoy today. The Avenue of Heroes walk is laid out over 500 meters, with each meter representing 1 year. This covers the establishment of Arcadia in 1848 and stretches all the way out into the future in 2348. Obviously, the memorials come to an end once you reach present day. There is plenty of space laid out in the park for memorials to future wars, but we can only hope that those spaces never become occupied. The dedication to military working dogs was my personal favorite, albeit it had pretty good competition against the flag raising at Iwo Jima. What's that, you say? Less veterans memorials and more geocaching? Oh, come on now, it really doesn't have to be an either-or thing. We can stop to appreciate all the veterans memorials along the way and still slip in to find a geocache here and there. Score one for multitasking. And maybe add a lid to this thing. And some geocaches you really don't have to look all that hard for. They'll be practically calling out your name as soon as you get near the area. But back to the veterans memorials, because this day really delivered. The city of Tomah dedicated their veterans memorial on September 10th of 2011. And every single memorial here still feels like it's fresh out of the wrapping. Like this Model M4 Sherman tank. But bottom line, this is still another great memorial in another great small town in Wisconsin that's definitely worth a visit. As our day wrapped to a close, we were treated to a full-on rainbow during our drive. We were able to follow this view for the better part of half an hour. Right up until we realized that the sun was setting down on us. Good thing we had just reached the Wisconsin Dells in time. Because it would be a tragedy to miss a sunset view over a river like this.
Well, travelers, that wraps up another day on the road for Ice and I, and it was a great day here in Wisconsin. Somehow we managed to stay dry all day long, despite the fact that as of right now, it's raining here in the Dells, which is great because apparently Wisconsin Dells is the place to go for water activity in the state of Wisconsin. Really though, we just got lucky. Every time there was a big burst of rain, we had to push right through to the next target, and by the time we got there, the rain had stopped again. We really got a kick out of all the veterans memorials today, and we hope you did as well. That's one great thing about driving around little small towns in the Midwest area. There's a lot of veterans memorials, and there's a lot of support for our troops, and you can see it when you drive through those towns. We're really looking forward to another great day tomorrow. We're going into Madison. We're going to see the capital of Wisconsin, which is going to be a first for me, and we're very excited to bring that to you. Until then, like this video, subscribe to stay tuned for daily updates, and we'll see you out on the trails.